Oh, hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back. We're going to be looking at another UFC fight night, UFC Sao Paulo, and we're coming off a break, but before that we had an excellent card, maybe not excellent, a really good card in my opinion, which is going to be UFC 294, and now we're going back to a fight night. Thankfully, we're in the later year fight, end of year fight nights, which usually tend to be a little bit better. This one is no like UFC Charlotte, even though it has one of the guys who's also main eventing that event. But this is still a very solid card nonetheless that we're going to be breaking down. Almeida is going to be taking a short notice replacement Lewis. It was supposed to be Curtis Blades, I believe. Honestly, would have been a little bit better of a fight, to be perfectly honest with you. All right. So, getting to the first fight on the card, we're going to be having Cal Fernandez versus Mark Diakiese. Mark Diakiese. I've watched so many of his fights and I can never say his name. Yes. So, Mark Diakiese, in case you don't know him, he has been around for a decent bit. He was known as a really flashy kickboxer with some really good kicks. One thing to watch is his fight against Rafael Fiziev, where he was just throwing amazing kicks. But, of course, that was Rafael Fiziev going with his padded lean back dodge. Since then, though, Diakiese has proven to be not that good. He's really leaned heavily on his wrestling, honestly. He's really gotten away from being a kickboxer. Now he's a lot more of a wrestler. But he's been beaten by Coin Flip Johnson. He got headbutted to oblivion and then submitted with this fight. He's not looking so hot, to be perfectly honest with you. Cal Fernandez, though, is a UFC debutant. I feel like this is a fight to kind of get him back in the groove. Get him back in there and get back in the win column, because I wouldn't say he's a draw of any sort, but there are some people who do like him overall. But I think this should be a pretty easy win for him, to be honest with you. I'm going to be giving him a victory by decision overall. Now going to the next fight of the card, Eduardo Mora versus Montserrat Ruiz. I believe Ruiz is a massive underdog, if I'm correct. Let's see. Yeah, Montserrat Ruiz is a massive underdog. I get it. Ruiz is not all that. Moira, it's a UFC debutante, and a lot of footage on her is very hard to find. I personally don't know why Montserrat Ruiz is such an underdog. Make no mistake, I'm not going to pick her because she's not that good, but I don't want to pick Moira as well, too. So, be honest with you, I don't think this is really much of a fight of note. I am heavily leaning towards just skipping and not picking decision at all. But that wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to be going with Mora, the debutante, to win in a decision. But also, I'm not going to be betting this fight at all. Lucas Alexander versus Ornama is unfortunately off, which sucks. Angela Hill versus Denise Gomez. I always want to say Gomes. Like, it's the same thing with Lopez. I always want to say Lopes. But yes, Denise Gomez versus Angela Hill. This is a hard fight to say because Angela Hill is tough. Angela Hill has never been finished across her 13 losses, but she has 13 losses. Angela Hill, she's over the hill. She's very old as a fighter overall, being I believe around 38 if I remember correctly. She's just too old for this. I can't see her keep going. I feel like her chin probably has to give it at some point, and Denise Gomez is someone who could possibly do it. I think Angela Hill is the better and more experienced fighter in all regards, except Denise Gomez has much more power. Denise Gomez has true power for the strawweight division. Think of it like a young Rose Namajunas, honestly. I can see her being the one to break Angela Hill's chin, but statistics prove that's very unlikely. That's unlikely. So I'm going to probably be going with Angela Hill by decision, honestly. I don't think she has the power needed to take out Denise Gomez, and I don't think Denise Gomez is going to be the one to break Angela Hill's chin, but no, now that is a possibility. I believe I'm going with the underdog. Yes, I am going with the underdog in this case. I think Angela Hill by decision is very likely. I can see Denise Gomez piecing her up to a decision, but just the volume by Angela Hill is just going to win her overall the fight. Where is it? Yeah, she has 5.46 landed per minute. Keep in mind, that's over a much bigger sample size than Denise Gomez. So, give me Angela Hill by decision. I'll go with the dog here. Vitor Petrino versus Modestas Bukauskas. Vitor Petrino just doesn't want to fight nowadays. Like, he just doesn't want to fight nowadays. But Modestas Bukauskas as well too. They're both relatively low in volume, to be honest with you, but I just think the most likely scenario here is Bukauskas is going to knock him out. Modestas has way more power, I feel, than Vitor Petrino. I think he's a little bit cleaner in the striking overall, undefeated as well, but I think Bukauskas is going to be able to knock him out. I am going to be going with the underdog in this case, but just know now that this is a stringent dog. This is a very stringent dog. I'm really, really stretching it with this one, but I think this is a possibility. Victor Hugo versus Daniel Marcos. Okay, I'd like to mention Victor Hugo, do they have it? Yes, his name is Striker. That's his nickname. He's not a striker. I looked up everything on him, and this boy does not strike. He is shooting for takedowns within the first 10 seconds, but he's very good. It's very easy for him to get top control, lay on you, prey on you, and even honestly get submissions. I could definitely see it as a possibility. Daniel Marcos is undefeated in the UFC, and he's pretty solid overall. He's a very balanced fighter in terms of his striking and his grappling, in my opinion, mainly due to his grappling defense, but his striking is overall pretty solid. He also has pretty solid striking defense as well, too. I like Daniel Marcos in this matchup, to be honest with you, but I could absolutely see a world where Victor Hugo gets him down and submits him, to be honest with you, as well too. It's very hard to pick one, to be honest with you. It's very hard because Victor Hugo can just get on him, lay on him, and just take him down. But like I said, Daniel Marcos has an 89% takedown defense, so everything's leaning for me for Daniel Marcos to win. I just don't feel like he's got a lot of power, so I think I'm going to be going Marcos to get the decision, honestly. I think your best option is probably the over. Let me look at the odds for this. The odds are not here, huh? Okay, no. Daniel Marcos is going to be a minus 250 favorite. So, yep, that makes sense. Give me the over 2.5, but I would say Daniel Marcos is going to be my pick for this fight. That does not look like Renat Fakhretdinov, and that does not look like Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on there. But yes, right people, wrong positioning. Renat Fakhretdinov versus Zaleski dos Santos. I think Zaleski dos Santos has some good power to him, but Renat Fakhretdinov, he's got power, he's got knockouts, he's got a lot of everything, to be perfectly honest. I really like a lot of his wins, honestly. Let's see, does it take to Fakhretdinov? It does. I really like a lot of his last couple wins. His win against Battle was pretty solid. I know it was a rather boring-ish there, but overall, he did get the W. It's an impressive W over a good fight. And then he managed to get the win over Kevin Lee as well, too. That was very impressive. I took out Kevin Lee. I get it. Kevin Lee was much removed for the sport, but he eliminated him overall. Sorry if I seem sounding a little bit congestive. I've got the sniffles because it is transitioning to winter season. So yeah, overall, I like Renat Fakhretdinov in this fight, and I think he'd easily get that submission, but probably not round one. I do think the fight might go a little bit longer though, but give me Renat Fakhretdinov. All right, Elvis Brener versus Estaban Ribovic. I believe this is a short notice fight for Ribovic, I believe. I can't remember who is in that fight, to be perfectly honest with you, but regardless, Elvis Brener is a very exciting fighter overall. He just brings it in all of his fights. He's an Oliveira. That's the thing. The Oliveiras, they just have insane fights, and his fight against Guram Kutelaze, and a fight I picked Guram to win, was extremely, extremely impressive. But, make no mistake, he got 10-8'd that first round. Guram beat the crap out of him, but he just had the dog in him. But Estaban Ribovic, he doesn't have much of a dog in him, to be honest with you. He's a decent fighter overall, but he's a very clean and pretty kickboxer. And you know what I say about them. You have to be the cleanest and prettiest of kickboxers for me to really, 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 really pick you. And even then, I'm only picking like Leon Edwards and Israel Adesanya. We saw how that last one went. Overall, I'm going to be going with Elvis Brener to get the W. by finish. How? I don't know, but that's going to be what I think I'm going to pick, especially with those odds. Solid odds overall. First fight on the main card is going to be the younger of the Bonf brothers. I'm still mad at you, Ismail Bonf. I'm still mad at you. You could have beaten Benoit Saint-Denis, but you chose not to. You chose to ode him on and let him kick you in the stomach, in the liver, repeatedly. I don't know why he did that. That was stupid. Negative fight IQ. A fighter that a lot of people was high on. I picked him to beat Terrence McKinney, and I was like, wow, that was a solid dog I picked. But, oh my god. He got his ass kicked. He got his ass kicked. Got choked out, clubbed and subbed. But I think you should take out Vince Pichel. I think you should take out Pichel. I don't think much of Pichel, to be honest with you. He lost his last fight, which was to Madsen. I didn't think that was a good fight. I think his fight against Hubbard was good, and I didn't think his fight against Miller was good. I didn't liked him in any of his fights, to be honest with you. I'm not high on him. Ismail Bonf, he's one of the Bonf brothers, and they're really good prospects. It's just that Gabriel Bonf is the real deal, and we're going to be talking about him because they put him on the card, and I love that. Rodolfo Vieira versus Armin Petrosyan. All right. Rodolfo Vieira, very, very good grappler. Armin Petrosyan, awful grappler. Armin Petrosyan is one of the worst grapplers in the middleweight division, to be honest with you. So I could easily see Rodolfo Vieira just running straight through him. I could also see Armin Petrosyan just overall outlasting him and maybe even taking him out in the later rounds. This is a very hard fight. If it ends early, it's Vieira. If it ends late, it's Armin. If it goes late, it's Armin. But I think I'm going to be going with Vieira. It's basically a pick'em as well, too. It's a 50-50. It's straight up a 50-50. I like Vieira mainly because I like his grappling better. That 89% submission wins. It's just what tells me that he's going to be able to take him down and get it. I think overall, Rodolfo Vieira is probably going to get submission in the early rounds. I think under 1.5 is a good bet if it's not juiced up to all hell, but it probably is. Caio Borralho versus Abos Magomedov. Abos Magomedov got hard fraud checked. He beat the crap out of Sean Strickland round 1, and then round 2 gassed. And he got just outdogged. He got dog walked. But make no mistake, I was picking Abos Magomedov to win that fight, and I will be honest with you, it's for a reason. He looks really good. It's just he looks good against cans. He's fought nothing but cans, to be honest with you. But he crushed those cans the way a can crusher should. He's good. He's solid, but he just ran into a wall with this one. I just feel Caio is going to just put it on him. That gym of them, the Fighting Nerds, they're a good gym. They're a good gym. They're some intelligent Brazilians who really know how to fight. And I think Caio is going to be getting a submission, to be honest with you. I think he could absolutely club and sub and take him down and finish Abos Magomedov. Abos Magomedov is going to come out really strong round 1. He's not going to be able to finish Caio. Caio might be in some trouble, but it's going to be a dog. It's going to be a dog. It's straight up going to be an absolute dog fight. And then round 2 and 3, I feel Borralho is going to be able to pull it through. And I think he's going to get a very late round 3 sub. And that's going to be my pick. This fight sucks. Rodrigo Nascimento versus Jailton Almeida. I am not high on Jailton Almeida. It just seems like he takes fights off, man. He's got such gifted height, gifted reach. I just feel like he takes a lot of these fights off, man. Yeah, he was able to get out Arlovsky, but even though Arlovsky's looking really good at his old age, Arlovsky's still old. Rodrigo, he's solid. He's got some good power. He's really got some explosive power. He just doesn't use it, and he takes it off a lot of fights, to be honest with you as well. I overall don't enjoy this fight. I don't want to pick it. I don't like the over. I don't like the under. Main reason, like, these guys generally go longer in their fights, but it's heavyweight. It's heavyweight, so I don't like the under. I don't like the over. I don't like the under. I don't like this fight. Give me Rodrigo Nascimento. That's all I'm going to pick, but that's just me picking. But betting-wise, not touching it with a 10-foot pole. But something I will touch with a 10-foot pole, despite how awful the odds are, Gabriel Bonf is the perfect parlay piece. And I don't know what those odds are. But I feel like the finish odds for him are going to be good. Why? Gabriel Bonfim is he is 15-0, 100% finish rate, 100%. Gabriel Bonfim is the real deal. He's powerful. He's explosive. I've seen him get clipped a few times, and that's really it. I don't have anything negative to say about him. Nicholas Dalby is also a very good kickboxer. He's a very pretty kickboxer. So, like, you know, I say about them all the time. He's got solid takedown defense, but ain't 100% takedown defense, 100% takedown accuracy. Though, to be fair, Gabriel Bonfim is not taking people down. He's knocking them down and finishing them with submission. Make no mistake, he does not go for takedowns as much, in the UFC at the very least. Most of the time, he's knocking them down, and he's getting those submissions. He's powerful. He's explosive. But Nicholas Dalby has never been finished, and I feel that's why they made this fight. This is a little bit of a gamble. There's no way Gabriel Bonfim does not win this fight, but take him by finish. I feel like the finish numbers for him are going to be pretty juiced up, to be perfectly honest with you. Not even juiced. I feel like they're going to be pretty scarce. I feel like if they're anywhere near a plus for Gabriel Bonfim by finish, take it. Because yes, Dalby has not been finished, but he absolutely can. He absolutely can be finished. And the person who could break his chin and get him down and submit him is Gabriel Bonfim. So I'm taking Gabriel Bonfim. I'm going to take him by submission. I think Dalby won't get knocked out, but you're going to have to tap or get choked out. And we're going to be going to the main event of the evening. This is not going to be a long one because it's going to be Jailton Almeida taking on a short notice replacement in the form of Derrick the Black Beast Lewis. So let's get to the tail of the tape. It's going to be a heavyweight showdown. Jailton Almeida is going to be 32 years of age, 19 wins, 2 losses, 7 knockouts, 12 submissions, 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 79-inch reach on the dot. I'm pretty sure Lewis is 79-inch reach. 6.40 takedown average, a 70.10 to significant strike accuracy, a -450 favorite. He has significant wins over Jorginho Frozen Strike, Antoine Turkajali, Shamil Abrak, oh my god, I'm not even gonna try, and Danilo Marquez. Derrick Lewis is gonna be 38. My god, he's old. I did not think Derrick Lewis is that old. My god. I remember watching in a bar his fight against DC for the title. Yes, Derrick Lewis was his title challenger multiple times. He's 27. He has a record of 27 wins, 11 losses, 22 knockouts, 1 submission. I honestly sometimes forget he even had that. 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 79-inch reach. He's going to have a 0.59 takedown average, a 52.65% significant strike accuracy, plus 350 underdog, with significant wins over Marcos, Rogerio de Lima, Curtis Blades, god, that's weird, Chris Daukaus, and Alexei Oleinik. Yes, I put Chris Daukaus on there, and that's bad. You know that's bad when you have to put Chris Daukaus on your significant wins, but I kind of had to put something. I wanted to fit 4 on there, and that's not good. Not good at all. First thing I'm going to say is, why? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? Who keeps putting any Derrick Lewis as a heavy underdog? Derrick Lewis, anytime he fights, has to be a 50-50. He has to be. He has to be. Because he has that equalizing power. Look what he did to Marcos Rogerio de Lima. He's not bad. Yes, guys like Tai Tuivasa, Sergey Pavlovich, they got around him. Cyril Gane, they got around him. But he's still Derrick the Black Beast Lewis with the most knockouts in the UFC. He has to be a 50-50. Especially a guy like Jailton Almeida. And now, you know me, I'm high on Jailton Almeida. I really like him. You know why I really like Jailton Almeida? You know what I love about fighters? I love finishing. Guess what this guy has? 100% finish rate. Yeah, same thing as Bonfim. 100% finish rate. He is on a massive win streak. I don't even know how long his win streak is. I have to look it up. But his win streak is just insane. It's a finish streak as well, too. He's really good, but he's running into a potential wall. 6 to 19, 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to count that. Regardless, he's a monster. Absolutely, he's a monster. But Jailton Almeida is. Derrick Lewis has equalizing power. You always have to remember that with Derrick Lewis. You see that win on there. You see that win on there. It's a little bit further away, but I'm going to pull it up for you. Yeah, this guy. Curtis Blades, not bad. He's not bad at all. I know he got taken out round one by Sergey Pavlovich, but he took out Dawkins, Rosenstruck. He took out Volkov. Like, he's solid, and Derrick Lewis somehow got past him. This was the guy that I thought was going to ragdoll Lewis. No, ended up being Sergey Spivak to ragdoll Lewis. That is what leads me to believe that Jailton Almeida is going to be able to ragdoll and beat Derrick Lewis. It really is. But it's still a 50-50. Because one thing is, I love and hate his entries. He goes for that front kick. That front kick is a tell that he is going to shoot. He modifies that very well. So he'll do the front kick. You expect him to shoot. Nope, he doesn't shoot. But that is so a tell. Every time he does that, Derrick Lewis can launch an uppercut or a knee. Look at what happened to Curtis Blades. He went in with a sloppy takedown just like that. Not even sloppy, just telegraphed. And Lewis took him out with one shot. And Jailton Almeida is a small boy. He is a smaller heavyweight who honestly could and probably should just go down the light heavyweight. He dominate every light heavyweight, honestly. I'm pretty sure he would honestly light heavyweight whoop the floor with Yuri Prohaska, Alex Pereira, Jan Blachowicz, Magomed. I think he wiped the floor with them, honestly. He just can't. Like, he's going to run into a wall once he gets to Sergey Tom. Once he gets to Tom would floor him. I think Jailton Almeida is probably one of the better fighters in the heavyweight division. I think he can take out most of them. Like, I think he takes out Cyril Gane, for example. But he's small, and that's not going to work against a guy with grappling. It's not going to work against a guy with grappling or a guy with equalizing power like Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis is like a Sergey Pavlovich, though. If he runs through Derrick Lewis, that will be a good telltale sign that he'll be able to take on Sergey Pavlovich. But minus 450 for him, I can't put money on it. I can't. What I'm going to put money on is under 1.5 or under 2.5. That's what I'll put money on. Because that's what's going to happen. Either Jailton Almeida is going to prove what I know he can do, because I know he can just pick up Lewis and ragdoll him and submit him. We saw Sergey do it. Sergey Spivak do it. And I think Jailton Almeida is better than Spivak. And we saw Jailton Almeida do it to Biggie Boy, Frozen Strike. Basically a very similar fighter to Derrick Lewis, except he throws even less than Derrick Lewis. But we saw what Jailton Almeida did to him. He can't do it to Lewis, but Lewis hits harder. So it's very, very hard to say. I like the uppercuts for Lewis, and that's a possibility. That jumping knee as well, too, is a possibility. I'm very scared for Almeida, but I think Almeida can pull it done. He's a fighter I'm very high on, and I am rooting for him. I know everyone and their mother is rooting for Derrick Lewis. I'm rooting for Jailton Almeida. I'm sorry. I'm over the big fat boy heavyweights, to be honest with you. But make no mistake, that is a lie. That line is a lie. This is the purest essence of a pick'em. So, give me Jailton Almeida. That's my official pick. But yes, this has been your boy Gomi. We looked at UFC Sao Paulo. I'm going to go blow my nose out and possibly my brains along with it. Bye-bye.